Hey everybody, welcome to Culture Doom. This is episode 417. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Brendan.
I'm your other host. My name is Alex. How is everybody doing tonight? How are you doing, Brendan?
I'm okay.
Looking good.
I just woke up, but I'm okay.
Oh.
I'm a little groggy, but I'm slowly perking up.
Awesome. Good to hear.
I feel like I can rise to the occasion.
Like
Especially
bread.
looking at you. Yes, like bread. Never mind. How are you, Alex? What's going on?
Your drivers need
I
to be
see that
updated.
GeForce driver is ready available. Okay, thank you, Alex. Thanks for letting the
That's
listeners
nice. You
know.
get support still for your. I'm doing good. We were cleaning up today, the entire county and surrounding counties from that big, huge storm yesterday. A lot of stuff got knocked over. Power went out. We didn't have anything until 11:30 last night. But there are some people reporting that they're not going to have power for until maybe Saturday evening, if not Sunday next.
How did your kids take no power?
They were kind of bored because I had to explain to Nicholas that, if we lose internet, we still can do things like we can still play games on the TV. We can put on the DVDs. Physical media is your best friend in situations like that if you lose the internet. But if you have no power, then, we're going to have to play with toys, use our imagination, look at books, do some coloring, playing some board games, which, goes over as well as you think with a 5 and a 2.5-year-old.
I do think it's adorable how Zachary just kind of will copy whatever Nicholas is thinking and feeling. So he'll look for confirmation of how he should feel. And so if Nicholas is like, no, then I could see Zachary being like, no.
Yeah. So they played outside for a little bit, and then we went to B-dubs, the first time in, God, how many years? I don't know, probably since before COVID even.
B-dubs?
Buffalo Wild Wings. Sports bar.
You think that I would know that B-dubs meant Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, maybe the listeners do.
Okay. Hey, if you think that I should have known, why don't you hit that subscribe and like button, send an email to contact at
Can they follow us?
Ring-a-ding-ding. Can they follow us?
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Subscribe and follow, and I don't know.
And then after we put the boys to bed, we were like, what do we have to do? And then I was like, let's play some Magic. So we played Magic.
And she won.
And then we went to bed.
She beat you.
I let her win.
Sure you did.
I did.
Also, I want to say
she was running a very simplistic deck. Look, listen. She was running a mono red deck, and that's one of the simplest deck to run in the game and stuff like that. I was playing mono green, so it took me a little bit of time to start pumping out some of the monsters.
Was that card that I sent you a real card?
Yes, it's from Unglued or Unhinged.
I don't know what that means.
So Magic sometimes would do these special unsets, which are kind of spoofy cards, comedic. Yeah, that one. And you can use those cards in a sense, but they're mostly for goofy giggles and stuff like that. I have a few of the older ones like Unglued and Uncracked.
So Alex told me he was playing Magic in bed with candlelight with his wife, and I was like, that's romantic. And so I was like, how about this card? And then Erica texted me this afternoon and was like, I beat him, but no spanking. And then I don't know what she said. She said something about being disappointed, and I was like, I'm disappointed that there was no spanking. And she was like, so was I, Alex. You had an in and you blew it. Just saying. Awful.
But yeah, it was fun because
he just ignores this completely. Moves on.
No. It's nice to be able to have somebody that is at least willing to try and.
I certainly hope this is a two-way street, and you try with.
Oh, I do stuff for her all the time.
Like watch the Kardashians.
I have to be in the room at the same time as she's watching that garbage. I mean, I could be on my head earbuds and.
But you have to be.
But
so just you being in the same room is good enough for her. You don't have to engage.
I engage because the problem is I've seen so much of this.
You need to engage.
I don't want to engage. Do not engage.
Do not engage.
Do not engage, sir. Please.
You can't do those accents, Alex. Canceled. Although I do think it's funny because part of the reason I don't care about when we start doing what could be argued as racist Asian accents is because we only do it with the Japanese because it's so patently obvious how much we like Japan. So frankly, if you're offended by that, forgive us, please. Jesus Christ, guys, come on, easy.
It was funny because I could do like Japanese and Chinese, but then it's like if I try to do Korean, I'm like, I don't know what the Korean stereotype accent would be because like I told you before, I'm like, we have no knowledge of those countries.
It's true. We only know about the about best Korea, not normal Korea. So
yes.
Which is ironic that that's the one that we know about, but you know, hey, the squeaky worm gets the bird. I think that's how that goes. Alex, you told me recently that you were planning on joining some kind of creepy fraternal order. You're going to be a Freemason now, I think.
No.
Oh, I may have misunderstood this.
I recently found out that there's a town nearby. There's probably a bunch of them, but they have something called the Order of the Odd Fellows. And I guess the Odd Fellows is some sort of fraternal order.
I just like, Jesus Christ, Alex. This is becoming a problem, and I think it's because we're drinking beer all the time now. Now instead of
at least this is sound-o-vision, not smell-o-vision.
Now instead of cutting out you clearing your throat, I'm clearing out your burps on these episodes because nobody wants to.
Wait until I get a sinus infection,
and then you'll both. Yeah, and eat beans that night too. And I'll have the whole trio. It'll be the Trinity.
I'm gonna gas myself. I'm gonna die from carbon monoxide, self-imposed carbon monoxide.
But yeah, so the Order of the Odd Fellows. I am not familiar with
the Odd Fellows are I feel they're kind of like a social, basically like community-centered social fraternity, kind of similar like the Shriners. I don't really know that much about what like the Freemasons do, other than controlling the planet. But there's like a different bunch of groups. There's one I think out in Baltimore or in Philadelphia or something, or they do like a natural, like a annual parade. But I found that there was one for the Oddfellows, and I started reading up about them, and it was like, oh, this is an interesting thing. They have the gear and the little hats and stuff, and the lodges and stuff, and what they do and things like that. So it's kind of an interesting thing, and it was sort of like, this is more of a I need some sort of organization to be part of, and this would be an interesting thing. And I always wondered, like, would you join something like this? Not a fraternity, like we said in the pre-show, but like something like this in this sense.
Alex, you are now a volunteer firefighter, and that's not enough of a camaraderie between men for you. You want another place to go to get away from your life?
You could have stopped at 50 games on Steam, Brendan, but you kept on going.
That's true. Now you're collecting them all. I think this is all. It's like, you and Erica are okay. It's going to be like, I've got Oddfellows on Monday. I've got firefighting on Wednesday. I've got Knights of Columbus on Thursday.
Ooh, that's a Columbus kid.
Culture Doom recordings on Fridays. Mm-hmm. So what's going on? There's no time for Erica. No time for children.
No.
Got a lot of responsibilities now.
Fantastic.
So what do they do? I
guess they're like a social.
The heck is going on?
Organization of some sort.
I know, but what do they do? This is just
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like they have meetings.
You want to join, but you don't know what they do.
I'd give anything to get into the Stonecutters.
What do they do there, Dad?
I'm a member. What do they do? What don't they do? Oh, they do so many things. They never stop. Oh, the things they do there. My stars.
You don't know what they do there, do you?
Not as such, no.
First female sovereign grand master of the Loof 100F?
Oof.
Whatever.
International Order of
Oddfellows?
Yeah,
something like that.
International. Yeah, something like that.
This is kind of creepy. We got an all-seeing eye thing going on here.
There's a lot of symbolism. I think this organization was started by a guy who came over from like Scotland or England or something back in the 1840s or something. And the one I was looking at was there's one in Tuscola, which is about maybe like half an hour drive from here. Not even, maybe 20 minutes.
Ooh, do you get a creepy ring too?
That's your ring. That's your ring that you used to summon Captain Planet with. So it was just kind of an interesting thing. Like, it was, secret societies, but these tend to be more for like community wellness, like kind of doing like, I don't know, like fundraisers and kind of cleanup. They sponsor roads. This road is adopted by local group, and we do the cleaning up of the roads and stuff like that. So it's kind of like goodwill type of benefit to all mankind.
Look at Alex is putting out fires and helping clean up roads now. What am I doing? Nothing. Alcoholism is what I'm doing.
Well, I'll come and pump your stomach if need be.
I have thought about doing.
I'm CPR certified, by the way. So in case you decide to have a cardiac arrest.
I sent you congratulations. Do you remember? I said I was proud of you.
Thank you. Well, you told me you were proud of me.
That's what I'm saying. I said I was proud of you. I'm proud of you. Look at Alex. He's getting all bashful.
No, I'm just, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
As far as me, no. I don't think I would ever be involved in any of these things. Mostly because...
And we're done with that topic tonight. So I was thinking about stuff from back in the day. I was talking with somebody at work about this, about some older restaurants and stuff from our childhood, even though she's younger than us. But, trying to bring up memories about stuff. And I was like, hey, do you ever remember a restaurant by the name of Shoney's?
You love shrimp? Boy, I do. Right now, I love them a little more because Shoney's is cooking up a great shrimp deal. Classic shrimp dinners starting at just $5.99. Choose lightly dusted shrimp, fried or stir-fried. Better yet, get twice the shrimp for only $3 more. Served with Shoney's soup, salad, and fruit bar. So sit yourself down at Shoney's for a classic American shrimp dinner. It'll be love at first bite.
I remember Shoney's as a kid, and you might have also, whenever you would take trips to like Florida and stuff like through the South, how it was like a restaurant chain, like a mom and pop sit down restaurant chain. They had like a food bar and stuff like that. But then they also had a bear that was the mascot, and they had a lollipop tree. And when you went there, you can get a lollipop from the lollipop tree. And it was always a cool kind of thing. And how, unfortunately, the magic and mystique of it got ruined when they started expanding into the north and Chicagoland area. And I don't know, the service wasn't as great, the magic was lost, the food, whatever it was. And I specifically remember a number of the Shoney's in Chicago that had basically shut down, and then they were taken over by IHOP and moved into those same stores, because it was pretty much like purpose-built for IHOP practically. So I was just wondering if you had any more.
I don't remember. What'd you say, lollipop tree?
Yeah, it was like a lollipop tree. It was like a big plastic tree, and then there was a hole in it, like a little basin.
I can't,
and you can get like a sucker out of it.
I don't remember the lollipop tree, and I can't find any photographic record of this. Oh wait, what's this? Is this it? You put it?
Yes, or maybe it wasn't a lollipop tree. I remember it was a lollipop tree, and then the bear was to the side of it.
Is that a bear? It looks like a chipmunk.
I think this is more.
Okay, here we go.
Look at the whole. I think it's a more recent thing, but I remember a tree.
I mean, this is like feeling around inside Shoney's little cubby hole, if you know what I mean.
Well, after he was done in prison, he got on parole, and Bear was able.
Oh wait,
to...
here, no, McDonald's.
Yep.
That's McDonald's.
Oh, damn!
Look at. Oh no!
So for all you Zoomers out there, there used to be this actual website called 4chan, a precursor of 4chan.
It's a 4channel. Yep.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's they have Bear has a point. That is very suspicious.
He's just like, who's this guy moseying up on my territory?
These kids. All right. Yes, I remember Shoney's. I remember I remember the buffet at Shoney's.
Yeah.
I do not remember or being molested by a bear at Shoney's, but it's possible. It's possible I blocked it out of my memory. I was a pretty cute Shota, so.
I'm sure. I've seen some pictures, my friend. I would keep you away from Madonna also. She's collecting them to her harem. It'll be her and Angelina Jolie fighting over the two. Okay? No.
Oh, she's not?
No, I would say no.
I've
there's
heard
something wrong.
No. I mean, because she like passed out and she had bacterial infection.
I'm just medical.
You just meant in
mentally,
general.
everything.
Yeah.
In general, yeah. Just lady, like, give it up.
Madonna and Jamie Foxx. It's like something's going on. Jamie Foxx hasn't been in public in like 3 or 4 months. And his daughter was like, he's fine. Everybody, he's fine. But you'd think...
Show him.
You'd think he would have already done a tick...
Hold him over the balcony with the towel over him. And then
You think he would have done it like on Instagram? He would have done it like, hey, thanks everyone. I want to, like, it means so much to me to see all the support.
Or Twitter or something. Yeah.
Anything. But nothing.
Maybe he's Woodrow Wilson, where they're just kind of saying he's okay, and then he's actually just being kept away because he had a stroke or something.
Movie, Dave?
And then, like, his wife and secretary are running the country.
Do you remember that movie Dave, where the president dies and they replace him with...
Well, that was kind of like Woodrow Wilson. I mean, he wasn't dead, but he was incapacitated, and his wife was just... Yeah, nobody likes to talk about that.
Yeah, I remember seeing this. Ooh, Sigourney Weaver. Speaking of hotties. I don't think we were speaking of hotties, but Sigourney Weaver's a hottie. I saw this at the drive-in. Or maybe not the drive-in, but... Anyway, so like, yeah, Shoney's was interesting. Yeah. What other restaurants do you remember from our sordid youth?
Wags. Do you remember the Wags in Naperville?
I don't remember Wags whatsoever.
Okay, Wags was another one. It had a raccoon mascot for the children's menu, and the children's menu had like really good food. WAG''S. Wags Chicago. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the Wags, and the W was like the Walgreens W.
Weird.
Yeah.
Was it a Walgreens?
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's the menu.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, it was great food.
In Naperville?
I believe it was in Naperville, yeah.
If you went to Wags, make sure you send an email to contact@culturetube.com. Yeah. Or leave a comment.
Wags. Woolworths used to have an actual like eating area. I mean, it wasn't like an actual like restaurant, but it was unique because Woolworths, we talked about Woolworths before. And that was always a good place to go and eat. But then more locally in the Fox Valley area was Colonial ice cream.
All I remember from Colonial was the kitchen sink was their ice cream thing that you could, and if you ate it all, you got like a T-shirt or something, or a bumper sticker.
Yes, you got the T-shirt, a bumper sticker. I also remember, to the bane of my parents, there was some sort of Sunday or some kids thing where it came with a kazoo.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I think it was the kazoo that had like the attachment, which was the funnel, so it looked like a trumpet, which made it even louder and even more annoying. And look at that soy boy face. Look at that.
Yeah, I remember there was a kid at my that I worked with who had this on his station wagon that he drove around.
And it was a kitchen sink that was specifically purposely built just for that. There was probably other places that had a kitchen sink, but the one we were accustomed to, given where we lived geographically, was Colonial.
So it was a giant
I didn't even certain what kind of food they ate. Yeah, it was a banana split with just anything and everything.
Look at all those nuts. Look at all those nuts.
It did.
And then there was a kazoo. How do you spell kazoo? All right.
Yeah, I think so. There it is. There it is.
Vintage. You can just buy it for $15 now.
Yeah, there's no way of authenticating that.
Yeah, of course. It says...
Actually, the lettering is pretty good on that.
Kazuka. It's a kazuka.
The kazuka. Oh.
Because it's got an extra little... Like a...
Yeah. And it was detachable, so it was like a suppressor for your kazoo.
What are those guns called? Blunderbuss?
Blunderbuss.
Is that what you said already?
Yeah.
Okay. See, sorry, I was too busy looking at the Colonial kitchen sink. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
And Shoney's crotch area. But yeah, I remember that. Denny's, I feel, used to be better food back in the day too. Bob Evans, Baker Square. Baker Square, because they don't really have that many anymore.
No, and it's really awkward because my family, French Silk is a very Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's kind of like a staple, and so now the last couple of years, it's been not my responsibility to get it. And I remember when COVID was happening, I had to like sit in this gigantic line of cars, and they just pulled up and they're like, "What did you order?" I'm like, "Pumpkin and French silk."
The guys in the hazmat suit from ET came by with like your box,
distributing my pies.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I remember the food was fine. It was fine.
You went there more for the pie.
Went there for the pie.
Kind of like Colonial. Colonial had food. It had a food menu, but we just would always be there. Like, we're just here for dessert.
I baked you a pie.
Sometimes we'd go to, yeah.
I baked you a pie. Oh boy, what flavor?
What flavor?
Yeah, I found out a lot of people don't really like pie. I don't know why.
It depends on the pie. French silk is phenomenal, but I would not have it more than twice a year.
Yeah, because of the special.
It's so rich.
Holiday, yeah, that rich, and it's also because it's associated, with holidays,
right?
For you
yeah.
and stuff. Mm-hmm. I really like their lemon meringue. I was a big fan of it. It was that, and then also the key lime pie was good because they would have the candied. They would put on the very top like a candied sliver of like lime or like orange peel,
like the rind, yeah. The
orange
peel.
Yeah. And the cream was also good. Like a lot of times, like instead of like Ready Whip or whatever that tasting, this thing was like maybe like sugar and cream, and it was like I enjoyed it. I wouldn't just swipe it off.
Key lime pie is one of the great summer desserts. It is perfect for a warm summer evening, sitting on the beach. Get a little, have a beer and a key lime pie, and you're like, I can't really think of. I think you've hit all of the big childhood restaurants.
We could always go in someplace like Showbiz Pizza or something like that, But that was more gimmicky entertainment.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Chili's was a big part of my childhood, but that's still around. It's a little different, but it's still around.
I would say maybe they still exist, but it's so practically impossible to find most of the time. But I would say like Long John Silver's.
Oh man, Alex!
Like we would go sometimes Long John Silver's, and I just love the fact that it was like this New England nautical themed, where you'd see like the plastic crabs and the netting, and then there'd be like a random seagull just hanging on a piece of
the door things to push open the door were pirate swords. And I always wanted one. I always wanted it. I wanted
to steal a piece of door.
Yes. There is it's funny you bring this up. There is a Long John Silver's on the way to your house, like a few, maybe 20 miles outside of Chicago on, what is that, 55? Is that, 50? What do I take to you?
Do you, 57?
57, man.
Does that take you through like Bourbonnais and Kankakee?
I don't know.
57.
Okay. So on 57, before I get to this Walmart, or like right after this Walmart on 57, there's a like food exit, and it says Long John Silver. And on the way there, I said to myself, I'm going to stop for Long John Silver on my way back. But then we ate pizza. Or not pizza. No, we did. We had pizza, didn't we?
We had pizza. We had Casey's.
Yes,
yeah.
we had Casey's pizza, and I was like, all right, never mind. But I still want to get it because it's been so long. And Long John Silver.
We sent you home with a bunch of pizza, right?
No, I didn't take any.
Oh, you didn't take it? Okay.
You've got 2 boys and a wife. A pizza.
We made a pizza. We made Jack's pizza this past week, and Erica was just like, "Yeah, Zachary ate like 3 whole slices." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Well, when did you?
I think it was just sausage, just like plain old sausage. But I'm pretty sure, was it yes? I think it was Wednesday night when I was doing EMR class, and she's just like, he ate 3 whole slices. Because usually we cut the pizza into like eighths, and then for the boys we take one of the regular slices and we cut that in half,
right?
Because Nicholas doesn't want to eat the crust on a thin crust pizza. I'm like, Nicholas, there is no crust, but whatever. I'm not gonna argue. But then she just like Zachary was still like hungry, so she just gave him like the fully uncut pieces, and she's like, he ate everything. I'm like, good, solid little man. And he slept good that night too.
Is Jack's nationwide, or is that a regional thing?
I would say I've never seen ads for it, either online or print or anything. So I would say maybe it's either regional or national.
Yes,
that's silly. I didn't even answer your question just now.
That's all real information. It's either regional or national.
I'd say maybe national.
Do you eat Jack's at home? Not you.
Yes.
I meant the listener.
Oh, listeners, do you enjoy some Jack's Pizza at home? Would you like to sign up for the Jack's newsletter here? Join the Jack's family.
The fire department is on its way to deliver a new Jack's Pizza.
Somebody's been turned into road pizza.
Oh, you can't say that. You're a.
Dum, 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 dum.
I highly recommend Jack for frozen pizza. Jack's is cost efficient and also delicious. So
We give it our 4 pots of gold approval.
4 pots of gold. The whole reason I came here was to try to see if I could find out where they distribute.
You might have to go to like Wikipedia, unless of course there's like a parent company that makes
Gorilla
our
it.
story. Yeah, I've heard about Gorilla. I wouldn't.
Okay. I know that they're made.
They're from Dairyland.
I think it's Wisconsin. Yeah, I was to say I know that they're made in Wisconsin because whenever at the supermarket it always says buy local next to it. I don't know that Wisconsin qualifies as local, but whatever.
In terms of Chicago, I would say Wisconsin is local because it's basically like our version of Florida. We get away for like a long weekend up to Wisconsin. Hy-Vee.
Where's
we don't have a Hy-Vee here. I don't think we have a Hy-Vee in the area.
That's why. Why does it say Naperville?
That might be the close. Well, they've got to have something closer. It might just be based upon whatever your region or whatever your location that you're allowing them to see.
Yeah, no, I just mean it's weird though that they're suggesting I buy their pizza from Hy-Vee. I've never heard of Hy-Vee. Anyway, moving on from Jack's Pizza. But no, Chi-Chi's, a celebration of food.
Chi-Chi's was amazing. I keep telling Erica, I'm like,
Get out, passionate.
I tell. Oh God.
I think Erica.
I tell Erica.
I think Alex just his pants. God damn, buddy.
I tell Erica that the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot is the closest you will ever come to being at a Chi-Chi's restaurant. Because I always tell people, they're like, because her family is like, oh, we really like this Chi-Chi salsa. And I'm like, did you know that Chi-Chi's used to be an actual restaurant?
Oh, no, we've had this. We've already done this bit.
Okay.
We did this bit already. No, I'm just saying we did Chi-Chi's, I think.
Oh,
Because you did your bit about the salsa. Do you remember doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Chi-Chi's was phenomenal. Like half of the fun was just actually going there. It was kind of like Casa Bonita.
Oh, awesome! Excuse me, can I just eat some of your... Thank you. Okay, gotta get to Blackbar's cave! Excuse me, coming through Blackbar's cave! Oh, scary, look, a skeleton! Oh man, I'm so scared!
Yeah, Fuddruckers was another one. Did you ever eat a Fuddruckers?
I didn't, but I know that its whole novelty was that you made your own burger or something. They had like a burger bar, so they gave you the patty, and then you were left to your own devices or something. Had you been there?
Not for a long time. Erica's dad told me that his brother really wanted to go to a Fuddruckers because he was getting some heart surgery up in Chicago at like Northwestern Hospital or something.
Okay.
And he was like, we need to stop off at Fuddruckers. And my dad and her dad's like, where is a Fuddruckers up there? I was like, I don't know, man. I know there's one near like Darien still. There was one in Downers Grove off of Butterfield, but not anymore. So I was like, I guess her uncle knew where to go or something like that.
There was one. I guess this place still exists. There was one in Fox Valley by Fox Valley Mall. I know, but it turned into an Indian restaurant now, which is kind of funny.
Complete opposite.
They're like, it smells like dead cow in here.
It smells like dead cow.
Locations. So what do we got? Nothing in Illinois.
Okay.
It's all out of Illinois.
Wow. Got
Michigan. I bet you there's one in Wisconsin Dells. Let's see. Nope.
Tons in Texas.
It's hilarious to me because there's so many restaurants that were in Chicago area that now only have a location in Wisconsin Dells. Like I think Ponderosa's at Wisconsin Dells.
Ponderosa was another one.
Uno's Pizza is at Wisconsin Dells. It's like Why did the Unos in Aurora in Fox or Naperville? Why did those Unos closed, but the one in Wisconsin Dells? Because it's novel. Those crazy Chicagoan pizzas.
Yeah, with their deep dishing.
Yeah, while we're in Wisconsin. What do you think of? Yeah. So where do you land on the entire deep dish debate? There's a whole thing.
What is the debate discussion like? Is it's good or bad?
Was it good or bad, and is it pizza? Like Jon Stewart famously said, it's not really pizza.
Nobody cares what Jon Stewart's opinion is on anything anymore.
But when he said it, people cared, and it's stuck around. Okay, so do you like deep dish?
Cares about Jon Stewart? I mean, God. The guy's still living in 2003 anyway.
Don't focus on Jon Stewart. That's not the point.
Too late.
That's not the point of the conversation. The point is, do you like deep dish pizza?
Yes. What's as somebody from that neck of the woods, I kind of prefer, if you gave me the option of a Chicago style hot dog or deep dish pizza, I would take the deep dish pizza.
Yeah, I forgot that we disagree on this particular issue for those people, for the two of you who listen and are like, Brendan and Alex agree too often. There needs to be more conflict. The Chicago style hot dog is a major point of contention in this relationship.
Yes, it is. It is. I would say it is because, quite frankly, these are like, what are the people who disavow the deep dish pizza? What are their thoughts on tavern style or thin crust pizza?
No, I think
which tavern style is a Chicago thing too.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. With the square,
what are their thoughts upon?
We talked about this too.
Yeah, like hand tossed. The wood oven pizza.
The argument that is
the pan pizza,
the argument that is made is that by the nature of a deep dish pizza, it is more of a casserole than it is a pizza. That is the main point of contention with the deep dish pizza. I think it's a bunch of malarkey. What?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
We're not supposed to swear, and it just is more stuff to cut out of the show. So it's like
I get enough.
It's nonsense because the point that you were making is that pizza has many forms, and deep dish is just another version and iteration on variations on a theme, and it's still pizza by the nature of its presentation and how it like the flavor,
right? The
flavor profile, everything about it is a pizza aside from how it's assembled. So
yeah, basically, yeah. It's made by a lot of the like Rosati's, Lou Malnati's, Pizzeria Uno, Nancy's Pizza. What's another one? There's a bunch of a lot of pizza places in Chicago that grew up, that expanded because they had deep dish pizza. They're all run by a bunch of Italians, and if you're going to tell an Italian not to make a pizza in a certain way,
they're American Italians.
Oh, we're going to play that game. Okay,
they're not real Italians. Right. What's your favorite? What's your favorite place? If somebody's
Malnati's.
Lou
Malnati's.
I don't know that I agree with that either.
What?
I think that
I love Malnati's to give you like a patty. It's a sausage patty. The Italian sausage is like a patty. It's
literally
like
what I was thinking of why I don't like it. I was literally sitting here being like, which is the one that has that gross patty of sausage that covers the entire pizza? It's like it's like a disc, guys.
What do you prefer eating? What baby's first deep dish flavor do you like?
Like Uno's deep dish. Like Uno's Supreme is probably the best in my opinion, followed by Giordano's.
Yeah, Giordano's pretty damn good. Giordano's got good cheese.
I'm just saying.
You know what I really like? I like the kind that's kind of got, I don't know if it's Giordano's that does it, but there was the one, you might have had it, where it's like there's a crust on top.
Yeah,
it's almost like a baked kind, but it's got like the spinach.
Oh yeah,
mm-hmm. It's got like really good, and it's just like, it's a meal.
Alex, you want to see something disgusting?
The heck with New York pizza. Have you ever seen New York pizza? Why are you making a slice that's this massive?
You're supposed to.
What are you trying to do?
It. It's Alex. I don't think.
I mean, no wonder you guys run in a sewer system. Your septic tanks would just be decimated.
I believe that this has been said before. I'm sure I'm not the one who came up with this.
Yeah.
I'm probably quoting someone, but pizza is like sex. No matter how bad it is, you're still having it. So I'll take any pizza I can get, frankly.
Greasy, sloppy.
However, I don't know how I feel about
oily.
I don't know how I feel about this. Greasy, sloppy, oily, meaty. Sausage crust. I don't know how.
I don't know about the sausage
crust. That's Lou
crust.
Malnati's.
Just stick. Hey boys, just stick to what you're known for. What year is that? 22.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
It looks like you're right. It's like a Bob Evans sausage for a muffin.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Picture that.
Or Tennessee Pride.
Like 10 inches across in diameter, and on top of your pizza, and that's the sausage on a Lou Malnati's pizza. It's a little horrifying. So I was just curious if how you felt about these. The point of contention that is deep dish pizza, and how the rest of the world views one of ours.
I don't care what their opinion is.
To be fair, most of the time, when's the last time you had deep dish pizza? Realistically,
deep dish pizza. It's a very good question.
It's not something that we as Chicagoans eat constantly.
It's not like we're eating. We tend to eat like Chicago style hot dogs more frequently than we do,
especially in the summer.
Deep dish,
especially in the summer,
I would say.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to have more of like the thin crust tavern style pizza because we have Monocles down here, which is like their whole shtick is that.
Yeah,
we do have like a Rosati's down here.
My most favorite pizza place in the world is Ach and Lou's in Aurora,
Which is a suburb of Chicago. Excellent.
Which is the square cut tavern style, and it's I've never had a pizza in Chicago that is as good as that effing place. So good times. But yeah, so how long since your last slice of deep dish?
Oh gosh,
we're talking years.
Maybe no. I feel like for some reason, like when Lisa's family came to visit or something one time, they actually brought like Nancy's Pizza down or something, like one or two or something like
Nancy's
that.
Pizza?
Oh, you know what? No. We have a place down here called what is that? Pizza Del Pizza.
Okay.
Hold on,
Pizza.
listeners.
Do you want me to
Papa Del's? It's called Papa Del's Pizza, and they are Chicago style deep dish pizza. That's their whole shtick, where you have to wait like half an hour to get the pizza. Kind of like like those the Dutch apple pancakes at like the pancake houses that you have to sit there for like 20 minutes, and your family's eating their like French toast. You're like, oh, mine's gonna be up in like an hour. Yeah, we have Papa Del's, and they have deep dish pizza. So probably, I think we got that, and I think Lisa's family picked that up on the way to Minnesota. I think that's how it did. So maybe at least 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, but it's.
I mean, that's
like if you eat that stuff every week, you will die.
That's pretty close to me. The last time I had deep dish pizza was actually on Valentine's Day. And the reason is that they ordered it at work because clients from out of town were in. And the reason I remember it was on Valentine's Day is because it was from Lou Malnati's, and they were in the shape of hearts. And so that's the last time I had it. I mean, it's good. Horrible for a lunch meal. That's just like way too.
You're
heavy.
out of commission for the next 4 hours.
I just laid. I laid on the ground and just on the floor and moaned for like at least 45 minutes after that. Moving on. Speaking of regional food, Alex.
Yeah.
Came across this video and article on CNN the other day, and I wanted to get your feelings on this. This is a certain food out of China, or at least Hong Kong. You
know what? Chicago-style deep dish rocks is still the best rocks.
World's hardest dish: stir-fried stones are China's latest street food fad.
I saw this also, and it would look to me like they're very shiny, polished river rocks, Wibble rocks. How much wham?
What's the recommended amount of dedicated wham I should have to a server?
I feel like all they did was just take a bunch of rocks, cover it in sauce, and then tell people, "Oh, yes, this is food."
Do you remember?
Yes.
This?
I want to get that for Nicholas. I want to get that, and then also like grow your own like
crystals.
Crystals.
I almost bought.
Dig the dinosaur bones and all that.
I almost got him the crystals, and I was like, I don't know if he's old enough or if he's going to appreciate making crystals at his age.
Well, I'll take him out to Mammoth Caves
what
one
you
time
can get
and be
him?
like, "Look, rocks."
You can get him sea monkeys. Since you guys don't want to get a real pet, you can get sea monkeys. Yeah.
I thought about getting like fish or maybe like a little tiny lizard. I had looked into it, but then
This could be too.
Erica's like, "Where are we going to put the lizard? Where are we going to put the fish tank? Blah blah blah." And I was like,
So sea monkeys.
I don't know. They'll take your place, Erica.
Everything okay, buddy? Everything okay?
Everything's fine.
So really quick, we'll take a look at this video.
Okay. But they're cooking rocks.
This Chinese stir fry features rocks as the main ingredient, and social media calls it, quote, the world's hardest dish. People are supposed to suck off the flavors, then spit out the rocks. Hence the dish's name, Sodio, meaning suck and dispose. The dish originated in Hubei province and is said to date back hundreds of years. It was reportedly passed down for generations by boatmen through their oral history. Street vendors cook the pebbles with spices, chili oil, and garlic on a sizzling grill. Each portion costs about 16 yuan, which is around $2.30.
正儿八经就是那种麻辣味儿的。
Are they eating rocks because they live in a communist country?
I mean, it does kind of.
This
is exactly what I expected. Everything went exactly as expected. There are multiple issues.
I go deep dish best dish.
There are multiple issues happening here. First of all, do the rocks really sell it better than just having the dipping, whatever the sauce they're making? In like a
just put
cup?
the sauce in a cup.
Just lick your finger.
With a spoon.
Yeah. Like what is the advantage of sucking off rocks? Gotta suck off those rocks.
Do the rocks get excited?
I like that it was suck and dispose, and I'm like all the women, you know.
Like me sitting here going like, just shut up, just shut up. Here's the weird thing too. If this thing goes back hundreds of years or whatever the claim is, like, and we've already had social media, the internet for, I'd say maybe 30 years at this point. Why are we only learning about this dish now? It seems a little sus.
You think it's a little sus? Do you think it's just for attention?
I feel it's a little. I think it's weird.
TikTok
it's like,
attention.
Even people from there, just like, is anybody like some guy down the street going like, are we just putting sauce on rocks? Like, it's like, because if it's like one of those childhood stories, like what was it, rock soup or something, where they didn't have.
But it's like rock and hot water.
Yeah, and then like they added in all the vegetables, and somebody brought a potato, somebody had a turnip, somebody,
Yes.
It's just
dubbed the world's hardest dish, literally. A traditional stir fry featuring stones as its key ingredient has sparked culinary curiosity on Chinese social media. So they're claiming that it is a traditional dish. Like the video said, boatmen. Patrons are
pirates. Boatmen.
Patrons are supposed to suck on the small rocks. Oh, that's related to that girl.
Hey, not all rocks are small, guys.
No, but for Ballinger, they are. She likes small rocks. Terrible. They're instructed to suck off the flavors, then spit it out. Spit out the rocks. Hence the dish's name, Suoldiu, meaning suck and dispose. Videos of internet users, just like Ballinger, videos of internet users sampling suidiu have sprung up all over Chinese social media platforms over the past week. This kind of reminds me, to agree with you, when all of the stuff was happening with COVID, and suddenly all the videos of all the weird that Chinese people eat blew up online, like with the little the mouse baby, the baby mice that they were dipping in soy sauce and eating.
Yeah.
And then like all the other weird that they were doing.
Yeah.
Suddenly that was like front and center. Although that stuff existed before.
Yeah. True. Well, they're saying this thing it's traditional, goes back years, and it's from Hubei province. I'm like, we've heard about Hubei province. People know, like, okay, NPCs, they don't know anything. Normies can kind of figure out about Hubei. Like, oh, I've heard of Hubei province before from China.
You sound like
this traditional dish, like with rocks. It's like, I like, it's just. This seems weird. It's like we don't eat the baby mice anymore. We've transitioned now to just eating rocks, and you're not really going to be getting like what minerals are you getting off of the rock? You kind of have to.
Alex, they're not trying to get minerals off of the rocks. They're just sucking the sauce off of it. It's very strange.
Then give them a straw and a cup.
That's what I mean. What is the advantage to sucking on rocks? Do I have to return the pebbles to you after I finish? One customer asked. Bring them home as a souvenir. The chef quipped.
It's like going to a bar and eating buffalo wings and you take home the bones.
Suidu is believed to date back hundreds of years.
Oh, very, very
passed down for generations by boatmen through their oral history. Back in the old days, boatmen could become stranded in the middle of a river and run out of food while delivering goods. So they sucked on rocks? That doesn't mean... What are you talking about?
If they were stranded and they had nothing but rocks...
They died.
Where did they get the ingredients to put on the rocks?
Exactly, yeah. To find happiness in the bitterness, the report said, they would find stones to cook with other condiments to make a dish.
Oh, so they're just driving around with like French's and Heinz and maybe a little bit of like a little bit of Tabasco.
It's like saying
some sriracha sauce, and
to bring it back to Chicago. It's like saying we're out of hot dogs, so we're going to put relish and mustard and a pickle and sport peppers and onions on top of rocks, and then there's your Chicago
or
style
a stick.
Chicago style rock dish or stick. It's like instead of having like the salad portion, the garden portion, as they say, it's going to be on a rock, so you can suck it off of a rock. I don't know. So you think this is bunk?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I cannot wait until there's going to be a bunch of Instagram tots
sucking off rocks.
They're going to get the thing. I can imagine this is how the video is going to be. They're going to get the thing and be like, and they're going to take it up and be like,
whoa, this goes back, Alex, April 1st, April 1st. Now it's super sus.
Ooh.
One of the weirdest dishes eaten in China. And it's not an animal.
Oh, we didn't account.
Yeah, okay, well.
Do they not understand this is why nobody cares about their industry?
8 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago. 6 days ago.
Is somebody honestly going to include this on like a cooking show or in a cookbook?
I mean, it is suspicious that the first reference to this is from April 1st, 2021. And then we immediately get into...
Nothing since. And a week ago, this all pops up.
Yeah, okay. All right, you're making... I'm coming around. I'm starting to... Your spidey sense seems like it's in the right spot.
What is that?
3 days ago. It's pretty embarrassing then that CNN ran a story about it if it's all bunk.
Well, it's CNN, so
That's
I wouldn't
true.
put it past
Look
them.
at that. Alex. There's only
everybody and their grandmother.
There's only 2 pages of news articles about this.
There's probably some dude at some cart. He's like, "Oh, check it out! There are a bunch of baizuos coming, and let's make up something with like rocks and stuff."
Oh wait, here we go. Wait, April, May, June, July. See, this is questionable too, because
I used to have a Chinese cookbook. No, I'm trying to figure out what happened to that Chinese cookbook. Did I like get rid of it or something?
Tell you what, if you are Chinese or know someone, married, dating.
Yeah, if you're Chinese and your grandma's still around, ask her about this, please, because I don't.
Alex doesn't buy it. Alex thinks that this is racist
your family comes from Hubei,
anti-communist propaganda that Alex frankly doesn't want to deal with. For the party, Alex. For the party.
I don't know about you, but it sounds like a bunch of communist gobbledygook. Yeah.
Well, now I'm
I
curious.
was down there at 9/11, and I was looking for my brother. He was in Canada. At the time,
I was wondering who you were doing, and now I understand. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. The spirit of Norm.
So hit us up, send us an email, leave a comment if you know what the hell this Suidyu is. So Suidyu.
And if you've had it at a family function,
I'm gonna go to Chinatown this weekend and request it and see what they say. They'll be like,
"You get out
no,
store
you
now."
can't do that. You can't. You can't do that accent. Don't do that.
Well, just give me a different like.
I'm gonna dub
use,
over.
like auto tune and make me
dub
sound like
over
I'm
you?
an Irish dude.
You want me to dub over you?
Yeah.
No, please, sir, leave. Please, sir, leave.
Please, sir, leave. Please, sir, leave. You get out.
Alex. So an article today on Polygon, which I know it's Polygon.
We're venturing ahead.
But it posed an interesting question, and I'm curious about how you feel about this, especially as a Disney aficionado. You ready?
Yes, go ahead. Lay it on me, big guy.
Disney's hottest animated animal characters ranked.
This is going to be very Zoofy.
And a scientific explanation for thinking they're sexy. To be fair, this shot of Nala, I think, is burned into many a young man's
come hither
brains.
She's got those
what did they mean by
Serengeti
this?
eyes.
Yes. I remember being in the theater, being like, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Tonight. Okay.
Bernard
was sexy. He was voiced by Bob Newhart.
Bernard, the
Freaks.
riddled with anxiety, mouse equivalent of a dad bod. That's kind of funny. I was not. I didn't look at this list. I just looked at the headline. I was like, "Yeah, we can talk about this." Bernard, is he? He's the lead of the Rescuers.
It's him and
the lady one. The lady one's hotter. I bet she's on this list.
Compared to him, yes.
Yeah. Tramp from Lady and the Tramp. Oh, so these are it's men and women. I'm not into Tramp.
No, I wasn't into Lady either.
No.
That whole movie is just disregard.
Disregard. Really?
Rita from Oliver and Company. Okay. They're really going through the archives here.
What the hell is Oliver and Company? Joey Lawrence?
Oh. Yeah, Joey Lawrence. Yeah, he played Oliver. It's a modern take on Oliver Twist.
I've never seen this.
It was one of those movies that they made in the 80s that they don't like to talk about.
So there's no...
Which is funny because the Disney Renaissance technically includes Rescuers Down Under, which came out after Little Mermaid.
That's a good movie.
And before Aladdin.
I saw that one in the theater, too. I remember... Okay, so I don't know what this is. Beast from Beauty and the Beast. What are these all dudes? Oh, here we go.
Miss Bianca. She's pantless, by the way.
Oh, man.
She just wears a giant bow and then this, I don't know, what do you call that, beret or something like that?
She's got her little perfume.
Sure she does.
I'd take this little mouse home.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Dodger, Oliver and Company. What is this list? God, Polygon, you had one job. And
this is why your industry is going down.
It up again. Georgette. What is with Oliver and Company?
I don't know. Somebody's got a big thing with dogs. Must have somebody on the payroll that's Brazilian or something.
Princess Naveen as a frog, The Princess and the Frog. Did you ever see that?
I saw a few minutes of it. I mean, I can pull it up.
I've only seen.
If I want. I never watched it.
Okay, so the answer is no.
No. Well, why? Here's the thing. Why are we? Listen, who's the majority?
Okay,
I need to know what their reader base is.
Polygon? I can't answer that question.
Oh, we can, but we'll get banned.
Princess Naveen as a frog. Is that her? Oh, Prince Naveen. Oh, okay.
No.
Because I thought that Okay, then no wonder I'm confused. The princess
He's a
and the
frog. He
but
gets turned into a frog by a voodoo guy.
Right.
And then she becomes a frog also. So technically there's 2 frogs and no princess. She's not a princess.
The only scene I know from this film is when the lightning bug gets killed. Because it's very disturbing. There's a lightning bug in the movie and it gets stepped on by the bad guy. Okay. It's very grim. Ooh.
Now we're
hello.
Okay. Here's the thing. If they're going to have a female fox, it needs to be Maid Marian.
Well, we're only on number 12. Maid Marian could
easily
but I
feel
be
like
number
they shot their
1.
load already.
You think that they shafted her? You don't think Maid Marian's... Oh,
I hope so.
mean, interesting. Judy Hopps. Judy definitely awakened something in me. In a bad way.
This movie's like 6 years old.
I know, it was like 6 years ago.
Do you think are you thinking Gadget from Rescue Rangers?
I'm talking about...
Because Gadget, yes.
No.
Hands down.
No, I'm thinking of Judy from Zootopia. And I'll tell you what happened. You know me. I made a documentary about furries that they hated. And they were complaining and like about what I said. Fast forward a decade. I watched Zootopia. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And then I was on a 4channel page and somebody started posting a Judy like comic and I was like, it's kind of interesting.
There was 34 pages to it.
34 pages to it. I have no. I would love to find it for research purposes for posterity. But it was I was sort of like, ooh. Okay, that was pretty good. That's a pretty good little comic. And it was just like a black and white. Exactly. Sweating profusely guy. So, yeah. Oh, Lady and the Tramp. Lady from Lady and the Tramp.
I always thought that she
was
like she had too much forehead.
I'm trying to think like Brie Larson.
Yeah, but a much nicer personality.
Lady is nicer than... Hot Tiger from Zootopia.
That is stupid.
That's not even a care. Polygon sucks so much.
You have how many, like almost 100 years worth of archives, and half of the crap is from the Rescuers, and the other half comes from one single movie.
This feels like it was written by an actual furry.
It was written by a 20-something-year-old furry. There's no like. How many hits has Zootopia already had?
Okay, Nick Wilde, Nala, yep, Nala and Simba.
Wait, Nala wasn't Nala already like on there?
No, she was just the headlining image. It was her.
Oh, okay. So who was the first one?
The first one was Bernard.
What number was he?
20.
Oh, okay. I thought he was 19. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Nala's Me Eyes were the headline. Right. So we're back with Simba. Basil?
Oh god.
Basil?
What's weird about furries? List? Here's the weird thing about furries. If you ever notice, furries are just canines. There's never rodents.
There has to
or
be.
Bears, or deer.
Or deer.
Or primates.
I think that I've seen deer.
Because aren't bears furry also?
Oh, is this what you want? You want to see people
or chinchilla
walking around like this? This is what you want.
Well, they're going to say furry. I mean, there's a lot of creatures that are furry. Muskox.
There's cat furries. Mouse furry.
Yeah, but when you go to conventions and like, because you were at that convention, like, what did you see primarily? People dressed up as wolves and dogs and foxes.
There's a mouse. Yo, this is the best mouse suit I've ever seen. Yo. Oh, God.
It's looking at you going like, please kill me.
That dog is saying, please kill me. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hello, my name is Bert. Want to be my friend?
No, we shouldn't be mean. We can't be mean.
Does he have a DBC shirt underneath?
I was hoping that he would.
Look at that strut.
And I get to hang out with this school? No.
Oh, no. Why does he looks like he's going to go operate in some operate. 10 out of 10 would operate with.
Oh, no. Why do they always want to fuck with, like, real animals? They're always, like, interacting
That cat's
with them.
going to smack him.
I remember the weirdest thing when I went to Midwest Fur Fest. The thing that stood out to me as the strangest was that, like, they had real animals there that you could interact with. There was a guy with, like, a hawk. And I was just like, why? Why do you have real animals? It's like a petting zoo. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, we love to see Lamar live his best life. Are you a furry? Tell us about your experience in the fandom.
Is this Yahoo Sports?
It is.
What does this have to do with... Oh my God. No, this explains why ESPN is, like, just circling the drain.
See, I'd fuck that mouse.
Degenerate. You're like,
so.
Ooh, wait, that lobby looks familiar.
That's exactly why I clicked on it. I thought for a second that was the Hyatt,
the renovated one.
Okay. Anyway, back on topic. Sorry.
All right, back on topic. Back on target.
Why? What is? Oh.
Yes.
but what?
They never really explain like what kind of creatures those are in like the Goofy movie.
Aren't they
universe.
dogs?
I guess dogs, but it's like, what kind of dog would she be though?
Does that determine if you would sleep with her?
Yeah.
What is this?
Beret Girl? It's a sequel.
I haven't even seen most of these movies.
These were like those like Disney direct to like VHS or DVD sequels. Like nobody.
So, acquaintance of mine.
They're pulling stuff out of their backside, and it's ridiculous because of how many entries are ready from one single film.
Have you seen a Goofy movie? Have you seen this?
Yes.
I hear that it's really good.
It is.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. I've never seen the sequel. Usually pretty much all those sequels you can kind of skip. The Aladdin ones were actually pretty good, and the sequel to the Emperor's New Groove wasn't bad either, really.
Well, what was it, Jafar's Revenge or something? The Return of
Jafar's Revenge, and then there's the third one
where Robin Williams came back.
Yes, and that one deals with like Aladdin's father and stuff like that.
I just liked that the Return of Jafar actually finished Jafar's story, because Jafar actually dies in that movie, which is interesting.
Because at the end of the first movie, he's just stuck in a lamp,
right,
and that's it.
Beret Girl, have no idea. What the
sequel
is this?
See, if Maid Marian's not making the list,
if number one isn't Maid Marian, then
or Gadget,
but Gadget should have been on this list too.
She should have been. A lot of these people should have been on the list. A lot of these other people should have been off this dang list. All the guys should be off this list. Wrong with you people.
She's not on. What the f*** is this? Wow. I was giving Polygon. I had no expectations for your journalistic ability, and yet
I'm glad your entire publication industry is dying. I'm glad. I'm good. You deserve it all.
They do deserve it.
You deserve it all. You deserve it all. Is there going to be a sequel to this where you actually put Gadget and Maid Marian on? You put Bernard. You put the mouse detective. It's like.
This is pathetic. This was a pathetic list. I'm sorry, listeners, that we wasted your time. I thought this was going to be fun.
This?
No, this was.
This is going on.
This happened on
and a half.
This happened on Wednesday, June 26th, Tuesday, right?
It seriously is like that.
Oh, Monday.
That meme video where they're just tossing the on the random topics and being like, "Let's just go with what we have."
Are there comments on this? No.
Of course not. Why would they allow comments?
Well, that was pathetic. I would f this mouse, but otherwise, I think, and she's pretty cute too, but otherwise, no.
See, but here's the thing: like,
I'd only sleep with 3 of 20 of these characters.
Gadget, from Rescue Rangers.
Who else?
Yeah.
Did you say
Rebecca.
Gosling? No.
Rebecca from Tailspin.
She's a tragic little character.
She is.
Do you remember the episode where
she's the
pirate ship, or like the ghost ship in the sky?
I don't remember that episode.
Oh man, it's so depressing. As a kid, I was like, "What is this? This is sad. Real sad." Sexiest female Disney animation character.
Or what was her name? Mrs. Beakley from DuckTales.
What? Yeah,
we're going alphabetically here.
No, we don't want that. Top 10s. Does Jessica Rabbit qualify as Disney?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Esmeralda?
Yeah.
Jasmine?
Yeah.
Rapunzel?
Her feet game, bro.
Ariel?
Her feet game, bro.
Jane Porter?
She got the chipmunky face because she's voiced by, what's her face? The Irish actress. Who does the voice they should say there? Molly...
Shannon?
No. That woman's unattractive. She was voiced by
Minnie Driver?
Minnie Driver, yeah. Younger Minnie Driver, not like I had my bucolic fat taken out of my cheeks.
So you Jane Porter's a no. Queen Elsa?
No, not Elsa. She is no, just
Belle?
No. I never really had a thing for Belle.
How about Helen Parr?
Helen Parr, dude, her hip game.
Or Mulan?
She had 3 kids, man.
Mulan?
Yeah, Mulan's not bad looking.
Tinkerbell. So I'm just going to say, I saw an anime once called Dragon Pink, and that anime taught me about all of the interesting things that can happen with a fairy and a mushroom.
Okay.
Nani, yeah.
Yes. She is solid.
Yes.
Not like yes.
Yeah, no, Nani.
Kita, yes.
I don't know who Kita is.
She's from Atlantis.
Ah.
Not a bad movie either.
Alice?
It was
Stop. No. No. Snow White. I think Snow White's like 16. Remember, she is 14. Is she really? Snow White's 14?
Yeah, but how old is that movie? So
it's like, yeah,
it evens out.
She's 18 in 2023.
Yeah.
Wendy. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen
Brickleberry?
No, she's Gravity Falls, which is
Gravity Falls.
Children's Twin Peaks. Do you is that on Disney Plus?
It should be. Still,
you should consider watching it with your kids.
Okay,
it's really good.
That's just wrong.
There's Maid Marian.
Why do they not acknowledge Gadget?
Maid Marian is like the trad cath of the Disney princesses.
She can tell she's going to church. It's a traditional Catholic church. Mm-hmm. She's got the covering over her hair.
See,
she would make you a good doting wife.
I think that
you would marry her.
and
you would live together happily, and you would raise sheep.
I think that this Belle is pretty attractive. I think that
when she puts on the ball gown,
it ruins it. I don't like pomp and circumstance. I want, like, when she's talking about her books, I'm like, you're pretty cute. When she's dancing around in her ball gown, tell me about a book.
Tell me about a book.
I do.
Okay, Scullery made Cinderella. That does it for me. I can save her, bros. Woody on. Oh, I made it. Oh, God. If you go back. Okay, so the character, what's her face from Monsters, Inc.? Sylvia. She's voiced by Jennifer Tilly, and I made a point to Erica this past week when boys were watching it. I'm just like, so when they make, like, characters look like the person doing the voice, why didn't they make, like, her look like Jennifer Tilly? And she's like, I'm like, well,
Do you have a thing for Jennifer Tilly?
yeah, I would.
What about Pocahontas?
Like a Chicago deep dish pizza. I James Bond deep dish your sister last night. Pocahontas? Yeah, I would Pocahontas.
I would Pocahontas. Terrible. You're a bad person, Alex. So yeah, basically.
But Rapunzel, honestly, yeah, Rapunzel's kind of like. I could see myself with her. Yeah. She know. Do you see what she can cook? She can cook. She can cook and bake.
Rapunzel. I haven't seen that.
It's pretty good.
Down your long hair.
Yeah.
Well, I like that you and I did a better job ranking by randomly looking at pictures of Disney princesses than writing an article. Basically, anything that Polygon does can be done better by two random idiots who don't know what's happening. What was that? Not my apartment.
Was it something fly in there?
No, it's actually ice breaking. Don't worry about it.
Ice?
I have a bottle of water that's frozen.
June. Oh, okay.
Christ. Polygon.
I'm drinking so much to forget that terrible list.
Do better, Polygon. Do I still have beer? Hey, Alex.
Yes, Brendan.
Speaking of bizarre sexual activity, you and I finished watching Heavenly Delusion.
Yes, we did. The end of season 1. And we are here to finish up the review of season 1.
If you didn't see... Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. But if you didn't see that episode, there will be, I think, in this corner, I'll put a link to the review that we did for episodes 1 through 9, meant to be 8. I think we did was the first round.
I think so.
Which was like an episode ago, but but so yeah. So sorry, you were saying we finished this season.
Oh yeah, we finished the season. And I kind of think like when we were doing the review for Chainsaw Man, where I feel like I know a lot of people have channels and blogs about every single episode, and they follow every single episode of every single series and stuff with the current season and stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of many times difficult to kind of do like a mid-season review and then come back for a series, because a lot of times in previous years we've done reviews for shows that have concluded, or it's a single movie or it's an OVA. But this is still a continuously going on series where we can just we did half of the season, we did a full season, and then Chainsaw Man we waited until the end of that season. But then when we did our review of Summertime Renderer, that was one and done.
Yeah, it was one story told over 26 episodes.
Yeah. So while people are like, "Oh, you already had this thing," it's like we're finishing it up because we wanted to finish it up.
It was sort of like our first impressions on what we were seeing, but reserving final judgment until after the entire season had come out. So really quick, if you haven't seen that other episode, Heavenly Delusion tells two kind of parallel stories. One is about an older woman and a younger boy, Maru and Hiruko. Is that right?
Kiruko.
But doesn't
Kiruko?
But doesn't I thought that
Maru's the girl in Kiruko. Kiruko.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Kiruko, you're right. Hiruko is the man-eaters. Sorry, everybody. We're professionals. We know what we're doing. Okay, so Kiruko and Maru are two kind of primary protagonists. They're making their way through a post-apocalyptic Japan after some unspecified calamity has happened and wiped out the infrastructure, cities. Lots of people died. Lots of people starved to death. And they're looking for a place called Heaven. They don't know what it is or where it is, but Kiruko has been entrusted of guiding young Maru, who's like 14 or 15 years old, to Heaven. where he's supposed to find someone who looks like him. And give him an injection. That's all that they know they're supposed to do. Yep. Meanwhile, there is another story being shown that is some medical / school facility that is all self-contained of children who are exhibiting strange abilities and are being told that there is that they need to stay put. They can't go past the walls of this facility. There's a weird RoboCop lady in the basement doing something that was never explained in the season.
Yeah, there were sounds.
But they are very naive and innocent and sheltered, and then begin to slowly gain new knowledge of the world around them and the reality of the world around them. And one of them has a little naughty time and gets a little preggy by the end of the series, which I told Alex, I was like, I was very confused because I thought that character was a boy, and they were so
Yes, you were.
As they were so matter of fact about it. I was thinking, oh, I guess that this is just some weirdo world where the boys get pregnant now. Okay, I'm just going along with it, and then I found out there was a post-credit scene that explained everything. So make sure you watch after the credits. Not every episode has a scene, but when they do, pretty important.
Yeah, that's something that kind of makes you it was sort of like how Marvel movies do that type of thing where everybody waits for that. But yeah, what are your thoughts about this first season storyline so far?
I'm going to say spoilers for this because
we kind of have
it's
to.
It's a finished season, so like if it, go to the chapter marker, it'll be on the timeline, or go to this time code, and if you're curious and don't want to hear anything about it. So,
but if you're also still watching this episode to this point, you just be well aware. So.
I really, really, really liked this series. I think it is very original, very lots of weird moving parts going on of what's going on with the man-eaters, what's going on with these children. Certain things were kind of confirmed, like it's pretty much confirmed that the doctor with the patient that committed suicide is very depressingly the girl with the hair and the ears. I should have paid more attention to these characters' names, because they showed like they leave. We basically learned that the school is happening at a different time than.
It's like a flashback.
It's like a flashback, yeah. And so I think that, and I will say, I watched the first 6 episodes again after. I was trying to watch the whole series again before we did the show, but I just didn't fit it in. There is a lot of stuff that makes a lot more sense now, and like it seems now obvious what's going on when you watch it. So I thought that it was cool how they tricked me into thinking that these were 2 concurrent timelines, when in reality one happened a long time ago, and that Maru is the child, of Tokyo and Kona, which was interesting. And now I'm curious. I'm like, what's Tokyo up to? What's she doing? All of the stuff involving the monsters makes more sense. Like the fish monster with the arms in like the 3rd episode.
Oh, with the bow.
Yeah, is like
the one in the bow.
Now it's like clearly that's the girl who took the drawing. Like it just seems much more. And now all those scenes with the school are kind of like sad. Like they're so innocent and
because you're kind of starting to see what the. Like what ends up happening.
Well, and what kids became which monsters, which they say, like the guy, and like because the sicknesses that are happening where they're covered in, and that's the same thing that happened to the person that was taking care of Maru before Kiriko took over. She's covered in the black spots too. So all of that stuff, it's like, oh wow, there's a lot of layers to this that were set up 4 months ago or 3 months ago that I didn't know what was going on, and now it all kind of falls into place. So that's really fun to see. I think the elephant in the room is the big RAPE scene that happened in episode.
Yeah, which maybe you
12?
shouldn't be going looking for people that you've been dying to go and see.
It's weird because last night I just watched the episode that Robin is introduced in, and that it's such a bummer because he seems so caring in that episode. And so now I'm like, well, what are the motivations of these kids? Like, what the hell was that? Where did that come from?
A little too caring.
And
we've had back-to-back anime reviews where this event occurs.
What was the other anime review?
Honiyame.
Oh yeah, well that was like attempted.
Right, but still,
yes,
yeah.
No, you're right.
It takes place,
and the way it happens is so. The context of the situation makes it so much worse because it's not a little boy, but a boy who idolized this person, trapped in the body of his sister, who's being attacked by this person, and the psychological situation there, and the way he's like, don't look at me, look at the mirror. Who am I with? And he's like my sister. It's a mind. It's a mind. It's these Japanese really know how to like twist the knife in these sequences. So yeah, like I said, I found the story and the characters really interesting. The stuff involving the school was kind of secondary to me up until the last few episodes, and then it really took a much more important turn, I guess you'd say. It became more focal, and now I'm at the point, just like Chainsaw Man, where I'm like, I don't know that I can wait another year or two for another season of this. And now I'm looking at the manga thinking, I might need to read through this.
Pick up the manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a situation that like I really enjoyed like the first season of Attack of Titan, and then there was such a gap in time for them to come out with an additional season, and there was other things that caught my interest, or I just lost even interest in like, I don't know what's coming out, blah, blah, blah. And the series is done now. And I'm like, I'm not even interested in trying to pick it up again. But with this and probably Chainsaw Man, I mean, I might come around more so to Chainsaw Man, but I want to continue watching this and kind of keep my finger on the pulse as to when it comes out. Do you recall in the show when the facility, because the facility is called Heaven and the outside world is called Hell, because they were looking for heaven,
right?
Did they explain, like in the, I think it was like the second to last or last episode, there was like an attack on the Heaven facility.
Mm-hmm.
Do they explain who caused it or what the cause of that was
in the manga,
or in the show?
In the show, they did not. They haven't gotten to that yet.
Because I'm wondering if because they say that basically like the cataclysm or the event was like an earthquake or something, wasn't it? Like a really bad earthquake. So I'm wondering, is that kind of like the earthquake that earthquake that caused everything?
I know the answer to this question. I will say that it's this. I don't think that in the manga they've actually said what happened. Like, they haven't said specifically what happened to Heaven, but they have explained whether or not it is the cataclysm. If it's the same thing or if it's different. So that's that much I know.
Because I also go ahead. Sorry.
No. There are things like certain things like when just looking at this picture. So this is when Haruki gets attacked by that man-eater, and then now watching it the second time, there's something that happens in that scene that I completely skipped over, where there's a gunshot when his sister is holding him. It cuts to white and there's a gunshot, and then it picks back up with Maru and Kiruko. And when I watched it the first time, I was like, I thought that was just a transition. Now I realize it wasn't a transition, and it's important that it's a gunshot in that scene. And that's like, oh, now it makes sense. I get it.
I heard also an interesting thing. I don't know if you can confirm or whatever, but Kiriko, somebody said Kiriko looks a lot like Tokyo, like the character model. And they were trying to illuminate maybe some way they're related.
Kiriko does?
Yeah.
I know Maru certainly does. That I don't know anything. I have nothing to.
Okay.
I mean, when I first watched the first.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Jesus Christ! I messed up their names.
So Maru's
the boy.
Yeah. Well, they basically said.
I meant to say Maru looks like.
They basically said, okay, hold on, Alex.
At least I know who Naruto is.
They basically confirmed, and this is partially just because I was reading things.
That's the son.
That it's the son. It's not clear if it's the real son or the clone. And the reason being, Maru apparently means 0 in Japanese, or circle. And in the episode, the doctor draws the circle on his foot.
The circle on the baby's foot.
Yeah. So he's that baby.
Okay.
But if he's the actual birth son or the clone is not known, which is why he's looking for the person. Yes.
Person looks like, to give him medicine, which I'm guessing, or a shot or whatever it is.
It'll be interesting to see what that shot actually does.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what this tone of this anime and this manga seems to be very like up and down. So it's like, would they go for something really dark and sad and have him be like this clone that's going to turn into a man-eater? And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But is that what they're kind of implying, is that our main character might actually be doomed the way that those other characters were?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe because he has that ability where he can like get through their entire internals and use his power to like cause him to have like a cardiac arrest or whatever it is.
Right.
Like squish it.
And see, like, this stuff is still...
Yeah, the babies were just kind of...
Right. It's still unclear of what that stuff was. Oh, this is the girl. She's almost certainly the
one that was in that medical bed with the doctor.
Which makes me so sad, because I love her. It's sad to see these characters that...
Well, that's kind of like... with those wires that come into her, that's kind of like...
Yep. Because she can see the future.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be her ability, because she says stuff like... Because there's that one thing where she's like looking at the ceiling and she's like, I think other things are going to start falling. And then I think like an episode or two is when the roof falls. So anyhow, so you enjoyed it. You enjoyed...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I think I kind of liked it on par with that of Summertime.
It reminded me of Summertime rendering.
Yeah, where there's monsters and creatures, and somehow there's a connection between the characters with the creatures in some capacity and stuff like that. I also like the way that, up until a certain point, like there was like, is this something that's taking place concurrently, or is this like flashbacks to the past? Because did the director of the facility ever allude to what exactly she was needing, though? Because she made it sound like she was going to like basically put body parts in her, or change herself out and try to live in somebody else, or there's a whole brain transplant thing too.
There's that stuff, and like personalities. There's a lot of...
I like the part where they say like she can run now, or she can walk or something. She can run now. She runs now.
That's what I mean. It's like that moment when the nurse is like pushing her, and she's like, "Go faster!" And then she starts running, and she's just sitting there like, "She could run." And then she gets killed. And then the fucking nurse gets
the show has like comedic elements to it. They're like, even though it's a dark show, like there are these weird like little bright spots where there's like a funny ha moment and stuff like that. Yeah. Thankfully, not as quirky as like Marvel movies and stuff. But it's still kind of like to break up the overall tone of the episodes.
I think that, I mean, I would prefer the story to just be over after 13 or 26 episodes and just have a self-contained story. I really hope that they are diligent and get the next season out pretty swiftly. The problem is there's not a ton of source material left. They're halfway through. I think there's they could do another season and then they're going to be caught up. So that's really problematic.
Or maybe wait like a year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah, but see, and then we run into the fact that now it's 2 years after. I hate that they.
Is the public's interest going to still be there?
I mean, back in our day, you'd have Evangelion, whole season, one season done.
We done.
Even Dragon Ball would get to the end of the story eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
How was speaking of which, since you probably were following it more so in terms of the interest in the Japanese market, how well were they following Attack on Titan? The later seasons, were they still was it still pretty popular, or did they kind of also be we've moved on to different things and interest has waned? Because I'd be curious to see what if their interests are the same as ours in terms of keeping up with stuff.
So, Attack on Titan seems to be popular in Japan.
Okay.
Top 10 most popular anime in Japan, February of 2022. So it was Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan were kind of the top two. So they were still popular.
Because I know Demon Slayer came out and it was massive. Yeah. So much so that I'm wondering, did it just kind of just beat off anything that Attack on Titan would have been coming? But I guess, yeah.
Beating off those Titans.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Can you imagine the size?
One Piece.
You needed another Titan to beat off a Titan.
Heike Monogatari. Pokemon.
Did you hear the Pokemon ended? Ash's story concluded?
Yeah.
I watched it. I thought I was going to cry just by virtue of time. And it was actually remarkably unemotional to watch. They didn't really play it up as the scene in the second or third episode where Ash leaves Pikachu behind and is you're going to be happier with all the other Pikachus. That sequence I think is more heartstring tugging. But okay, wrapping this up. Alex, on a scale of 1 to 4 pots of gold, how many pots of gold would you give season 1 of Heavenly Delusion?
I would give it 3 pots of gold.
Okay. I would give it 3.5 pots of gold. I will reserve. There is the potential to be a 4 pot of gold series if they pull off the story and the ending, obviously. But season 1, I am very happy that we found this and started watching it, and there's just so much unique stuff going on that it's kind of a breath of fresh air, and a lot of kind of mediocre anime has been coming out.
Yeah, I'm glad that we've been able to come across shows that we enjoy and is appealing to us and stuff, because like I said, we've had the discussion before where in the past, where since you have such a huge body of work already existing, you can go back and cherry pick what you want to watch and what you don't want to watch. And now it's more are any of the newer shows that have come out something that would appeal to us? And we've been actually pretty good, but like you said, it's since anime has gotten more popular globally, there's a lot more stuff being made, and finding good stuff is harder to delve through all the the trash and stuff like that. And also to top it off, now it's now that we have the ability to watch something broadcast the exact same day that it comes out, as opposed to having to make for bootlegs or rented from Blockbuster, or watching stuff that's already existed. Once we're done, okay, 13 episodes, and we'll pick this up in 2 years. That's kind of the thing. So in the meantime, you watch something else and things like that. So but even after first season, the first season we enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of good.
And on that note, Alex, I think it about wraps it up this week. So would you do me a favor and wrap up episode 417 of Culture Doom?
417. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on Culture Doom, episode 417. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but
could you not like what you see? Look at these guys.
Yeah, just saying no. Marion got screwed over.
Yes, she did.
So did Gadget.
I know you're very offended about Gadget.
Personal attack on me. But anyways, thank you once again, and we hope to see you on the next episode. Until then, double botch again.